Hello everybody and welcome to this channel, Freya's Crone. My name is Melody. For those of you who are new to this channel, welcome, and welcome back to my returning subscribers from my other channel. I'm grateful for each and every one of you guys and all the love and support that you've been giving me on this YouTube journey. So after you're done watching this general reading, please leave me a comment in the comment section below and let me know how you resonate with this general reading. Make sure to hit that thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button and a little notification bell so you know when I post videos or go live. And as always, you're more than welcome to share the video with somebody who you think will resonate with it. This video is for the star sign of Aquarius for the full moon in Scorpio that is occurring today, the day that I am recording this video. All right, so before we get started into your video, Aquarius, first thing I want to say is I cancel, rebuke all copycat energy. I also cancel, rebuke all black magic, all subliminal, intrusive, negative thoughts, and all emotional projection against me and my channel as I will it. And so it is. All right, so Aquarius, we are currently in the full moon in Scorpio. It brings intense lunation and deep emotions, transformation, and a need to confront personal truths to move forward. It is the first of two moons in May. We have a blue moon coming on May 31st in Sagittarius. It illuminates hidden feelings and fosters emotional clarity. I don't know where this is all coming from. This isn't what I had in here. So let's get back over to I don't know. It like, okay, this isn't what I've been reading, but okay, I'll read it anyways. The transformation and release. It'll be positioned 11 degrees at Scorpio, either at 1:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 10:23 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This move focuses on alchemization of the past. It is an intense time for confronting hidden truths, letting go of what no longer serves you, and deep emotional purging. A rare finger of God configuration involves the moon, the sun, Venus, and Saturn. This alignment suggests a fated or karmic quality to the day, particularly regarding relationships and shared resources. It'll impact all the fixed signs: Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and of course you, Aquarius. It is time to do some shadow work. It's perfect time to do shadow work or internal reflection. It is a powerful day for paying off debts, settling emotional scores, and having difficult, honest conversations you've been avoiding. Major new project launches or impulsive emotional decisions. It's good for clearing out physical and digital clutter, like deleting old contacts or taking a salt bath can help channel the scorpionic energy of cleansing out the old. Major aspect, a boomerang yod, the moon, the sun, Venus, and Saturn. I see there is something about this message, Aquarius, you're meant to listen to, because this isn't what I had saved on my iPad to read. So there is something in that message that you are meant to know. All right. And I feel like it's the finger of God configuration with the moon, the sun. The sun is in Taurus and it is opposite of the moon, and Venus and Saturn. There's something about that is very important. All right, Aquarius. So let's go ahead and see what the moon's energy looks like around the Aquarius collective. Okay, something about the blue moon coming at the end of the month. So Aquarius, something about the portal between the full moon in Scorpio and the full moon in Sagittarius, which rules healing, divine timing. It also is talking about our angels, our guides being around us. The energy is gaining momentum. So through this new full moon in Scorpio to the full moon in Sagittarius, things are going to be speeding up for you. Things are going to be taking off for you. You're going to be very close to achieving a goal, but before you achieve it, something is required that to adjust in your energy or your particular situation. So you really, I feel like it's more in your belief system. Something needs to adjust in your belief system. You need to let go of that ego belief system of believing that you're limited. You need to start believing in miracles, believing that anything is possible, because you're an unlimited being. I feel like once you go through this ego death, things are going to speed up and you're going to be reaching that goal quicker than what you think. This is a required adjustment. We got the third quarter moon and the first quarter moon. I think the first quarter is the week in between the full and the new. Hold on a second. I have it wrote down here. First quarter moon is new to full. So the third week of May, when it's 7 days after the new moon and 7 days before the full moon, that's when I feel like you're going to be tested. And this test is going to see if you learned your lesson. And then I feel like the third quarter moon is when you're going to achieve this goal. You're going to achieve the goal that you've been striving to reach. I feel like, because this North Node talks about that, what goals are we striving to reach? What lessons are we meant to learn to achieve that goal? And I feel like, Aquarius, that's what's happening for you. And I feel like somebody is going through an ego death where any sadness, any depression, any limited mindset is being adjusted, and it's like you're defrosting from it, is what I feel. And once you defrost, things are going to speed up really quickly for you. All right. Yeah. Because this is waxing, and then you got first quarter, which is exactly the waxing is the new to full, and the first quarter is right dead in the center, 7 days after the new moon and 7 days before the full moon. And then the last quarter is 7 days after the full moon and 7 days before the new moon. So this month is going to be very powerful for you, Aquarius. What is hidden that's coming to the light. And I feel like it's that, I keep hearing that finger of God. So this come in reverse. It is divine guidance, higher knowing, and the spirit whisperer. And it is in reverse. So it is also number 3, diamond journal, material wealth, true prosperity, patience and stillness, and discernment, clear vision and details. So somebody could be under scrutiny with that finger of God. I feel like he's pointing down at somebody. And this is in a challenging position. So you're being challenged or being tested to see if you literally, like I said, have learned your lesson with the North Node. Have you learned your lesson? Have you tried too hard to reach a goal? Have you did something out of a shadow side of you? I feel like those are some questions. I feel like that finger of God is very important because he's testing you. Your commitment is being tested. How bad do you want to reach whatever this goal or this wish is that you want to achieve? All right. So let me read here. Aquarius, the spirit whisperer warns that you're about to go astray and you need guidance. Red flags are waving and you must pay attention, lest you find yourself cleaning up messages you didn't even know you made. She challenges you to start again and trust your intuition. In time, you will be back on track. On this occasion, you can't possibly go wrong since you're the much more aware of the possible challenges you need to step away from. If this is about a relationship, you may be repeating something in your past that you don't need to relearn. Stay away, as this may end up being a costly distraction. That said, lessons learned over and over make great wisdom later. So that finger of God coming down again, because that's what I keep hearing. It keeps repeating in my head, the finger of God pointing down upon you. Because I feel like somebody did not listen to their intuition. They were too focused on material wealth. They were too focused on prosperity. They were too focused on achieving this goal. Right? So that is what I feel for you. And the fact that this is coming in reverse tells me that you did not listen to your intuition. You did not listen to your internal guidance. It's like you believed, for some of you, you believed that you were righteous in whatever you were doing here. All right. So this month is going to be very significant for you through this portal. All right, so what does Aquarius need to, or somebody around you? You take the messages as they resonate. You place the messages where they fit, all right? What does Aquarius need to surrender? Your need to always be right. That's what I feel like. It's like you felt you were righteous. Give others a gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will help resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. You can see these two people sitting here having a conversation. So it's about you and another person. Your commitment with this person is being tested. You did not listen to your intuition. And that's why this is a test, right? It's like a karmic test. It's like you were too rigid. You didn't want to hear what the other person had to say. You just decided to keep being conflicted, not listening to your intuition, not listening to that higher wisdom. You were too focused on achieving this goal of having material wealth, of, the diamond talks about your crown chakra, right? The higher knowing that, like, I feel like for some of you, and it does talk about your belief system, that limited belief system. All right, so let's take, surrender to play. Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. So yeah, you thought it was okay to play some sort of a game here. Right? You did. You thought it was okay to play some sort of a game here. Maybe be the ringmaster, be scrutinizing somebody, maybe paying attention to details, right? All right, so let's go ahead and get some clarification for you. The Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles, I didn't even ask it anything yet, so I'm going to go ahead and put that there. So the Eight of Pentacles talks about putting the work in. Mastering something. You're mastering, manifesting your pentacles. You have 7 pentacles lined up, which talks about where you put your time, your energy, and focus in, right? So I feel like, and then there you are shining that last pentacle, right? That material wealth. And I feel like that's where you were too focused on. You were too focused on material prosperity. You were too focused on mastering something, mastering your craft, mastering, because to me this looks like witchcraft. So she's got a book open, she's got the skull there, which talks about limited belief system. She's got a candle burning. Looks like she's got some other utensils there with the crow in the background. All right, so let's clarify. Believe in the impossible blue moon. Blue moon. So we do have the moon card, which talks about illusions, spy and lying, gossiping. You could have signed some sort of a contract to do something. You're under judgment. That's why God's finger is shining down upon you. We have the Eight of Wands, and then we have the Empress. So what I feel is you've been too busy cast an illusion, spying, gossiping, and lying, perhaps on a divine feminine. And now you're under karma for something. You may be even been casting judgment on something. Yeah, and I feel like you did it for money. You did it for the prosperity. It's like for some of you, you thought you were the master of something. You thought you were right. You thought you were justified in what you were doing here. You could have signed some sort of a contract to, maybe you didn't, a forgery. You could have forged something because we have the Eight of Wands. You could have forged something, signed somebody's name, because of the Moon card talks about what's hidden. But I feel like karma is coming down on somebody. Here, karma is coming down on somebody. And I feel like whoever you were doing this to, I feel like this feminine, this Empress energy, listen to their intuition. Aquarius. We got the 11 degrees here. 8 and 3 is 11. The moon in Scorpio, 11. Yeah, definitely in reverse here. Spying, lying, gossiping. Could have forged something. Forged some sort of a contract. Maybe you didn't pay attention to the details. Maybe you didn't ask enough questions. But definitely something being reflected back to you. Some sort of an illusion. Maybe hiding something behind that moon. Here's this energy speeding up though. Something is coming in very quickly. Something is going to happen very, very quickly. Why? Because you didn't listen to your intuition. You did not listen. Why? Because you thought you were right. You were justified. You and this other person. It could be two people, a couple. You and another person that you are in a relationship with thought you were justified in doing something. For some of you, it could have been trying to cast judgment on a divine feminine. Somebody who is here to heal the world. Somebody who is, wrapped up in all four of them queens, right? The Queen of Cups, nurturing, compassion. The Queen of Wands, very attractive. The Queen of Pentacles, somebody who's very grounded, somebody who's very earthly, somebody who's very wise, somebody who's very good with money. The Queen of Air, which would be the Queen of Swords, somebody who is connected to the Most High, somebody who, see the stars, somebody who's connected to the Most High. It's like you were trying to take that sword and sever it by sending intrusive thoughts or spying, lying, gossiping. And then you thought it was funny, right? You also could have been trying to silence this person, silence their spirit. For some of you, you may have crossed somebody's boundaries. This person may have said no and you violated their boundaries. You was trying to restrain them. You was trying to take control over something by doing magic, because it let spirit work its magic for you. You just kept playing in somebody's energy, trying to get them to silence, trying to silence them. All right, so Spirit Whisper in reverse. 5 of Wands in reverse. So I feel like with the 5 of Wands in reverse, it talks about the end of a power struggle, the end of being yielding, the end of conflicts, the end of always being right? Always being in that power struggle when it comes to being divinely guided. So 5 is significant. May 3rd could be significant. So again, the Spirit Whisper in reverse with the 5 of Wands in reverse. red flags, right? Paying attention. And I feel like it's this divine feminine that was paying attention. So you repeating something in the past that you don't need to relearn. With the Five of Wands, you've already learned this lesson. You've already learned about bumping heads with everybody, always being right, always in this power struggle of I'm always right, you're always wrong. Yeah, that's what I feel here. 5 and a 3 talks about an 8, but it also talks about May 3rd. Something about May 3rd could be significant for you, Aquarius. Surrender your need to always be right. Give others the gift of letting them be right. Be yielding, not rigid. This will help improve resolve conflicts and improve your relationships. Okay, so we do have the Three of Cups and the Queen of Wands. So here you are sitting here having this conversation with this other person. The Three of Cups in reverse talks about being addicted to something. You are addicted to something. The Queen of Wands is somebody who's very attractive, somebody who is knows what they want, somebody who stands in their power. So I feel like you could have been jealous of somebody's beauty, somebody's attraction. The Three of Cups talks about addiction. You could have been addicted to magic, because the Queen of Wands can represent magic. Somebody who knows how to manipulate energy. Somebody who knows how to attract things to them. So you could have been jealous of somebody's beauty, somebody's attraction, somebody's spiritual connection, because the Queen of Wands is also somebody who's very intuitive. So there is a Queen of Wands who maybe taking some sort of a rigid stance to the community. Because the Three of Cups often talks about the community, maybe separating themselves from a community of people. Somebody who is mastering the craft, right? Because this can talk about a coven, mastering the craft. This person has an addiction. This person has addiction to manipulating energy. This person has addiction to, how do I want to say this? Addiction to, I'm always right, you're always wrong, right? So let's clarify the Five of Wands in reverse when it comes to the Spirit Whisper in reverse. Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands in the upright position talks about being in competition, right? Being in competition, putting up, Seven of Wands also talks about defending oneself, putting up boundaries. I feel like this Queen of Wands individual was addicted to overstepping boundaries. Why? Because they were trying to master a craft to perhaps be initiated into a coven. I do feel somebody definitely was overstepping some boundaries, because I feel like this Empress individual was definitely communicating. The Moon card talks about what's hidden, that's coming to the light. Somebody did something for money or paid somebody to do something for money, and they're definitely under judgment, getting their karma. And they think that they're justified in doing that. They're like, I know I'm right for doing this. Da, 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 da. Yeah. 333 could be significant. We have a 3 here. The 3 of Cups and the 5 and the 7 adds up to a 21, which is a 3. We have the Empress here, which is a 3. 888 could be significant. Yeah. Somebody lied. Somebody lied. Somebody was left out in the cold. Somebody feels abandoned, and they lied because of this feeling. Lovers, right? That relationship, right? They were trying to block somebody's destiny, right? Sagittarius. Somebody was trying to block somebody's destiny, trying to block somebody's forward movement. That also could talk about travel. Their travel is blocked, right? Something about that Sagittarius energy. All right, Aquarius, let's get a final message from your spirit guides. I also feel copycat energy because we have the Page of Swords here and the Ace of Swords. The Page of Swords in reverse talks about spy line, gossiping. The Ace of Swords talks about, it can talk about the internet. It can talk about its air energy, communication, especially with the Eight of Wands here, subliminal messages, trying to cut somebody's communication off. New life, divine mother. So, and that's what the Empress is about, the divine mother. Number 48, another 12. Survival and purpose. Yeah, it's like you were trying to keep somebody in survival mode, trying to block them from stepping into their purpose, right? The Wheel of Fortune. Trying to block them from stepping into their destiny, into their purpose. I also feel strong destiny swap. You were trying to destiny swap with somebody, or somebody was trying to do this to you. You wanted somebody to feel all alone, feel isolated, feel rejected, right? You wanted them to feel that. But it was just an illusion. You casted some sort of an illusion over a divine feminine. You were like, okay, well, I'm just going to block their path forward, and I don't want them to step into this new life. I don't want them to step into their purpose. I don't want them to see their way forward. I see 6 sharks, so something about that 6 energy. So you could have been attacking them on a spiritual level, and you kept doing it and kept doing it and kept doing it, and you did not listen when you were warned, right? With the warning sign. You did not listen when you were warned. Because you were so addicted to doing this. Let's take a look at the bottom of the deck, or somebody was addicted to doing it. Yeah, physical body. Yeah, you were trying to shame somebody, right? Out of your shadow side. And this is what I'm talking about, the full moon in Scorpio. Working out of your shadow side. Shaming somebody. Somebody who works with the Holy Spirit. Somebody who is a chosen one, who is down here on earth to do something special as a chosen one, who is also being protected by Gaia, highly protected. All right, thank you for watching.